All right, today's lesson is lesson 7.4, special right triangles. We are skipping over 7.3 in case you think I forgot how to count. Anyway, so there's two types of special right triangles. There is one triangle that has the angles 45, 45, 90. And then there's another special right triangle that has a measure of 30, 60, 90. I'm referring to the interior measures of the angles of each of the triangles. First, let's look at a 45, 45, 90 triangle. I have the triangle here on your paper, and I'm pretty sure you have that on your notes. The rule is that the legs are congruent. Right here's a leg, that equals x. This is a leg. So these are the legs of the triangle. And this here is the hypotenuse. So if you know the measure of the legs, you simply multiply to find the hypotenuse. You multiply by root 2 or radical 2. Take the leg times radical 2. Okay? And then if you're given the hypotenuse, to find the leg, we divide by root 2. So 45, 45, there's really one thing to remember. The hypotenuse equals the leg times root 2. Let's look at some examples. Here I have a 45, 45 right triangle, right? You know that this is 45 degrees in here because they must be complementary. Okay, the leg is 7. That means the other leg is also 7. To find the hypotenuse, I simply multiply by root 2. So 7 root 2. That one's easy peasy lemon squeezy. In the next example to the right here, this again is a 45, 45, 90 special right triangle, but I'm given the hypotenuse. In order to find the legs, we have to divide by radical 2. So this is why we were practicing dividing by radicals, because I can't leave it like this. I need to rationalize the denominator, remember? So that means I'm going to multiply the top by root 2 and the bottom by root 2, because it's really just 1. I'm giving it that ugly makeover. So then I get 4 root 4 over root 4. Well, I can simplify this even farther, right? Root 4 is just 2. So 4 times 2 in the numerator over 2 in the denominator. So I have 8 over 2, which is just 4. Ooh, that was like square dancing just to find that. So the legs are just 4. All right, moving on to the next example here. Here in this triangle, this is my 45, 45, and 90 special right triangle. The leg is 5 root 2. That means this leg is also 5 root 2. To find the hypotenuse, we multiply by root 2. So I'm going to take the leg, 5 root 2, times root 2. This gives us 5 root 4, which is really 5 times 2, which is 10. That was crazy. But don't worry, if you're freaking out, you just need to practice, and then you'll be fine, okay? So I don't really like how I put that X here. I'm just going to get rid of that. And I'm going to write the word times. Times root 2. That's what we do to go from the leg to the hypotenuse. To go from the hypotenuse to the leg, we divide by root 2. So 12 divided by root 2. Oh, and I'm sorry about my pen. I just didn't like that when it's like stuffy. So 12 divided by root 2. Right? We need to rationalize the denominator. So we multiply by 1, just in a really ugly way. Root 2 over root 2. So that gives me 12 root 2 in the numerator over, remember when you square a radical? So root 2, like we did up here, just right above it. See how we had root 2 times root 2, and that ended up giving us positive 2, freeing the number. So this is like squaring it. So let's just free that number. Okay? Now I can simplify 12 over 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6 root 2. So that is each of the legs of this special right triangle. 6 root 2, 6 root 2. Okay, so the big thing, the big takeaway is the hypotenuse is the leg times square root of 2. Okay? Easy peasy. You can do it. I believe in you. Don't worry. Now, this is the easier of the two special right triangles. The 30, 60, 90 is a little bit more involved. So on the back side of your paper, you will see this 30, 60, 90 triangle where the hypotenuse is twice as long as the short leg. Remember, 30 degrees is going to point to the short leg. Right? That's the smaller because 30 degrees is the smallest. And then the 60 degrees is going to be opposite of the long leg. This is the long leg. And obviously 2x would be the hypotenuse. Which is a ray away from my 90 degrees, okay? The rules are here. The hypotenuse is 2 times the short leg. The long leg is the short leg times root 3. Notice they both are in terms of the short leg. So our mission is to find the short leg and solve the rest of the remaining sides of this triangle, right? So we don't have to do the Pythagorean theorem. We actually can't because we're missing 2 sides. So you do have enough information, okay? So in this example here, notice 8, oh my gosh, I did not even write on the board and it did that. Oh no! That was crazy. Okay. This 8 is the short leg, right? This is the short leg. So go to our definition. The hypotenuse is 2 times the short leg. That means to find the hypotenuse, we multiply by 2. 2 times 8 is 16. To find the long leg, we multiply by root 3. So that gives us 8 root 3 for the long leg. It's nice when you have the short leg, trust me, okay? Next example here, I have the hypotenuse is 14. So to find the short leg, I divide by 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. To find the long leg, again, I multiply by root 3. It gives me 7 root 3. I don't want to keep drawing all the arrows as I don't want to just like make it look really sloppy. Okay? So here's another example. Now, the short leg is opposite of the 30 degrees, so that means 4 root 3 is the long leg. So I need to divide by root 3 to find the short leg. And we'll draw that arrow, so divide by root 3 for that one. So 4 root 3 over root 3. Now I will show you a little trick. And this doesn't always work out like this, but it's nice right now. The root 3's kind of cancel each other out, so I'm just left with 4. I can show all the steps, right? Originally we had 4 root 3 over root 3. We need to rationalize the denominator, so we multiply by root 3 over root 3. Okay, then that gives me 4 times root 9 over root 9, which is 4 times 3 over 3, which is 12 over 3, which is 4. I still got there, but in a heck of a lot less steps, okay? So now I have the short leg is 4. Go from the short leg to the hypotenuse, we multiply by 2. 4 times 2 is 8. And we are going to practice a lot of this. Like, I'm going to have warm-ups for you guys every day until our test, so don't worry, you're going to get lots of practice, okay? So now let's look here. I'm given the short leg, opposite of the 30 degrees. So I multiply by 2 to find the long leg. 5 root 2 times 2 is 10 root 2. 5 root 2 times root 3 is 5 root 6. I can't break down or simplify root 6, like it's just 2 and 3. There's no pair of numbers in there, no perfect square. So that triangle is done, okay? Now we just get a little bit more complicated, but don't worry. So now I have the hypotenuse to find the short leg, because I always need to find the short leg first if I don't already have it. Divide by 2, 5 root 3. To go from the short leg to the long leg, we multiply by root 3. 5 root 3 times root 3. Well, that kind of frees the 3, right? So it's 5 times 3, which is 15. So the long leg is 15. And what I meant, like, remember we talked about this in class. So when you square a radical, it just frees the radical. Because root 3 times root 3 is the square root of 9. We all know that the square root of 9 is 3. Silly. All right, here is the toughest of them all. And I see that I think my paper's kind of out of order to what you have. So we'll do the one where the long leg is 21 first. We'll do this one first here. All right, so go from the long leg to the short leg. We divide by radical 3. 21 divided by radical 3 is a hot mess. I need to rationalize the denominator. I'm going to multiply by root 3 over root 3, and I get 21 root 3 over 3. Right, we just freed the 3, free the radical. 21 over 3 is actually 7. So 7 root 3 is the measure of the short leg. To go from the short leg to the hypotenuse, we multiply by 2. Right? Times 2. 7 root 3 times 2 is 14 root 3. All right, that wasn't too bad. This one here to the left where the long leg is 5. Remember, this is 60 degrees here. The long leg is 5. I need to divide by root 3 to find the short leg. 5 divided by root 3 is ugly. No doubt about that. So we multiply by root 3 over root 3, and we get 5 root 3 over 3. I cannot simplify 5 and 3. So that's the measure of the short side. Isn't it beautiful? JK, silly gooses. Now remember, we take this short leg and we multiply by 2 to find the hypotenuse. 5 root 3 over 3 times 2 is 10 root 3 over 3. Remember, we only multiply the numerator times 2. Well, I should say the constant term, like the coefficient of the radical. We're not multiplying radical 3 times 2, we're just multiplying the thing times 2. Hopefully, I feel like I just confused you even more. But you're not confused. You're going to be fine, okay? Remember the rules. The rules are the hypotenuse equals the short leg, which is opposite of the 30-degree angle, times 2. Oh, I didn't write leg. Of course I didn't. But now I will. Short leg times 2. Then for the long leg, which is opposite of the 60-degree angle, it's the short leg times root 3. Okay? Those are the facts, kids. Facts. All right, here's your assignment for tonight. We do Monday, and we'll all be in class together, and I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. All right, guys, you know the drill. I'll see you later, and if you have any questions, make sure you hit me up on Schoology.